Nitro World Games 2018 kicked off on August 17th in Vista, California. The event received a major facelift from the previous 2 years. What was once a contest on giant ramps in a massive stadium is transformed into what they refer to as a progressive bowl contest in a private facility. The event featured 23 riders and was broken down into 3 rounds: the quarterfinal, the semifinal, and the final. 12 riders would advance from the quarterfinal into the semifinals, and 6 riders would move on to the final. Quarterfinals and semifinals were contested on day number 1. Each rider was given 2 runs with only their best score counting. All 23 riders threw down in the quarterfinals, and quite frankly, nobody totally blew it. 16-year-old Jaden Mucha won a spot in Nitro World Games by placing first in their Unlocked event, which took place at the same facility a few weeks prior. Jaden impressed everybody with high-speed lines and big tricks. He wasn't able to advance in the contest, but made a big first impression and is definitely a name to remember in the BMX world. Australian high air master Chris James absolutely destroyed the course with moves like a huge fast plant on the wall and a no-handed flare on the quarter to bank. Chris didn't advance out of the first round, but the buzz in the arena was that he probably should have. Daniel Sandoval was left on the bubble spot until the last minute when Kevin Peraza edged him out with his second run. Sandoval rode good, but apparently it wasn't good enough to advance. These 12 riders moved on to the semifinal. Pat Casey hurt his back in his first run and opted to tag in his son Reed to take his place in his second run. Reed kicks ass and is obviously the most talented BMX rider in the Casey household. Larry Edgar has broken ribs from a crash at the Vans BMX Pro Cup on Huntington Beach, but still blasted everything there is to blast on the course. He ended up with a respectable 9th place, but I think it's safe to say he'd be higher up that ladder if he was 100% healthy. Jeremy Malott missed out on the finals by just 1 spot. His runs included triple whips on the quarter to bank and 540 flares at the buzzer. Jeremy rides concrete every day at home in Lake Havasu and it really shows. We need to get this guy in more concrete contests. Croatia's Marin Rantić placed 6th and advanced to the finals. Marin claims this is the first time in his entire life he's ridden a concrete bowl. Assuming that's true, what he was able to pull off is incredibly impressive. Ben Wallace qualified in 5th and made proper use of the bowl's numerous transfers. When it comes to riding a technical bowl, Ben knows damn well what he's doing. Colton Walker qualified in 4th. Colton had a bit of a rough day, but managed to put everything together in his last run of the semifinal. He claims to have big plans for the final, so stay tuned for that. Australia's Boyd Hilder was a bit of a dark horse going into the event. He was one of the last riders to get invited and actually only got a spot because a few others couldn't make it. He proved that he definitely belongs. Boyd has a super original style and throws down moves like bar spins in and out of the wall ride and downside double pegs on pretty much anything. He qualified for the final in 3rd place. If you're still sleeping on Boyd Hilder for some reason, you really need to stop. He's legitimately one of the best bike riders in the world today. Dennis Enarson's first run in the semifinals was a throwaway, but he made the most of his second run. The energy was high and Dennis was on fire. Many of the spectators expected Dennis to finish in the top spot, but he ended up in 2nd. But that number absolutely shouldn't take away from how damn good he is and how impressive his last run was. The number 1 qualifier was Logan Martin. Logan has the bull dialed and is able to do big tricks on every obstacle. 720 bar spins, flare downside whips, bar spins out of alley-oop downside whips, the list goes on and on. When it comes to competing, Logan truly is on another level. Finals go down tomorrow. Each of the 6 finalists will take 3 runs with their best score counting. Stay tuned to vitalbmx.com for finals coverage and full results.